Hello everyone, I'm here to talk to you today about a game called Super Metroid Project Base. It's a Super Metroid ROM hack created by the user, the Begrimed One. The game is around 6 years old, spanning over 8 updates, and is still being worked on today. It's a very widely ran game in the speedrun community as far as ROM hacks go, and is only rising in popularity. So in case you haven't heard of Project, I want to shed a little light on it, and maybe give you some info to get you started. First, I want to talk about the physics of Samus. She feels and plays incredibly smooth. You'll notice almost immediately that your running speed doesn't come to a halt when you land, making for some awesome movement chaining that makes playing the game incredibly satisfying. You have a backflip technique that acts as sort of like an artificial D-boost that can launch you across the screen, clipping through enemies, and can be really useful for traversing difficult rooms. You can even use the backflip to clip through crumble blocks for some sick sequence breaking. One thing to mention is the ability to skip the bomb Chorizo fight after grabbing the bombs by just backflipping out of the room. A lot of the movement tech in this game is actually directly inspired from the Game Boy Advance games. Again, these mechanics make Project Base incredibly fun to play. Some other quick things to note is missile doors open with 1 missile instead of 5 missiles. Elevators move very quickly, and door transitions are around twice as fast. Speed booster is also it's just insane. You'll definitely notice a vast difference in gameplay options with it. Let's move on to Planet ZEBES itself. It's definitely different, although it resembles the original vanilla game quite nicely actually. There are secret paths that connect the planet in neat and interesting ways that allow for some great sequence breaks, and many more ways to explore and get more out of what you want through your playthrough. The boss layers have been revamped as well, and made way more interesting looking and incredibly more visually appealing. Definitely seems as though the changes feel specific to the boss that inhabits that area, and makes more sense given the context of the enemy. A little touch that Grime added is the combining of some rooms in the game to make for more of a cohesive experience while exploring. A few rooms to mention would be Bubble Mountain areas, the Spacer area in Brinstar, Bot Wound areas in Meridia, and the Gravity Suit room in the wrecked ship. If anything, the game's fun to play just to see all the different subtle touches Grime added to the planet. There are certain rooms that have little neat shortcuts built into them as well, such as rooms having speed blocks built into the platform so that later when you have Speed Booster, you can traverse these areas a lot faster and with less of a headache involved. These rooms are especially nice in terms of speedrunning because it cuts out a lot of the hassle of doing these rooms normally. Now, this might sound like it's taking the true ability out of the speedrun for the sake of making it easier, but really it just serves as more of an amenity for the player, and again just delivers a different style of gameplay for that player to explore. Given the fact that ZEBES has all these little linked paths you can take, this makes sequence breaking, as I mentioned earlier, a lot easier, and really opens up the planet for however you want to play. Want to go get Plasma Beam first, before pretty much doing anything else? Do it. You want to see if you can go fight Dragon first and get the Spring Ball with only the power suit? It's doable. Literally, ZEBES is your playground, and it's so fun to just rip through the game in any fashion you want. With that said, I want to quickly give examples of some of the finer details of Project Base that make it so unique. First off is the item count. You can actually accrue 104% of items in the grand total of items collected. Since most people playing Project Base have probably played the original to death, Grime decided it would be a good idea to just have the map completed from the get-go and get rid of the map station rooms altogether. In their place, 4 more missile packs with unique and newly added rooms for them. Some other subtle details are the fact that Samus can instamorph using the item cancel button and down on the D-pad together. She can insta-bomb if down on the D-pad is held while bombing, and to top it off, your bomb color actually matches your beam color. It's actually a little detail that's completely unnecessary, but makes the game that much more visually amazing. Not to mention that the item menu, when paused, has a full-scale, built from the ground up, colored and detailed visual of Samus and her equipment. Now, I can't mention all the positives without mentioning a few negatives. The movement can be very hard to get used to. Samus is super floaty, and that can make for a frustrating time playing until you get used to it. There's still some bugs being worked out, such as color glitches, getting stuck indoors, and random freezes. But these all happen so rarely that it hardly affects gameplay at all, and these are all currently being patched out and worked on as we speak. So is Project Base worth playing? I mean, I would highly recommend it. I've been speedrunning the game for over 6 years, and I still come back to it. It's just a great experience for any and all players. There's actually a developer by the name of Quote who's working hands-on with Grime right now to make the game better than ever, and we can expect a new update relatively soon. So now would be the time to get your feet wet with version 7.3, which you can find on MetroidConstruction.com. If you're interested in speedrunning the game, you can go to speedrun.com where you'll find the leaderboards and a wide array of different guides and tutorials for everything you need to know. So, with everything I've gone over today, I hope you go out and try Project Base for yourself. It really is a truly great experience with a lot to offer. So, with that said, this has been Stunt Coyote, and I'll see you next mission.